Hey guys, this is Master Michel, and today we're going to analyze a fantastic chess miniature by a very young and talented student. Keep watching. When I saw this game, I said, okay, I need to analyze and share this in my channel. My student was playing as white, and the game was e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, and then bishop c4, Italian game. Black plays here bishop c5, Yuko piano, and white is playing here just castling. Remember, there is also an option for white in these positions where they can play c3, d3, castle later. That's what we call Yuko pianissimo, and it's a very good way to play these positions. In the game we have castling, which is also fine, knight f6 and knight c3. Black plays here d6, d3, and h6. Typical move in these positions, controlling g5 and avoiding the pin. Then continues bishop e3, bishop g4, pinning, and rook e1. Then knight d4, bishop takes d4, and bishop takes d4, h3, and bishop h5. And this is where the action is going to start. White is playing here g4, which is clearly a risky move. We are weakening and discovering the king. However, we are also getting some good things with this move. If the bishop goes back, then there won't be a pin here, and also the bishop will be a little out of play here on g6. Besides, we will be able to capture the bishop on d4, which is a very good piece in this diagonal, very annoying. So those are like the main good things with this move. Of course, every time we play g4, we need to analyze the sacrifice knight takes g4, because after the trade there will be a pin, a very annoying pin here, and now we don't have the pawn defending the knight. We will have to stay with the queen there, the king a little open, the other bishop over there. So very often is a very dangerous move. However, this time it doesn't seem to be working. After knight takes g4, white can play knight takes d4, and it seems like white is going to be fine in this position. It doesn't look like there would be a very strong attack, and white could be getting some material in these lines. Well, after g4, black is going to play bishop g6, and then of course knight takes d4, pawn takes d4, and well, here a very normal move for white is knight e2, just moving the knight, attacking the pawn on d4, and going to the kingside with that knight. However, my student is going to play here something very interesting, and it's very aggressive, taking the initiative, also taking advantage of black king still in the center, and ignoring this threat, this knight on c3 hanging. He's just going to play here e5. This is very interesting because notice that the rook is in the same line as the king. This is a problem for black. Actually, the best move for white in this position was knight b5 according to engines, and the idea is that we are getting the pawn on d4, and if black tries to defend by playing c5, there is a beautiful move for white. You can pause the video and try to find it. I will say it, and it is this knight takes d6, and after queen takes d6 we can play e5. Basically the same idea. We are opening the line. Also we got one pawn for free here on d6, so white is going to be winning if black tries this line of c5. Well, we continue with the game, and then e5 is very strong as well, and d takes e5, rook takes e5, and black is going to play here king d7. This is not very good. Probably king in f8 was a little better, covering the king with pawns, avoiding the center of the board. But king d7, let's see what happened. White is going to play here knight d5, putting the knight in a central square, and black cannot trade because then there will be a skewer getting the queen. Black is playing here king c8, trying to hide the king behind the pawns. And here there is another move I really like in this game. Even when this is not a sacrifice or anything, I like this move because it means we are understanding the position very well. And it is this queen f3. The queen on f3 is perfect. The queen is not exposed, but it is controlling the board. Look at this diagonal. The rook on a8 is hanging. Also, there are many tactics with the bishop, many tactics with the rook going to b5. Also, the knight is going over there. So there are many ideas related to this queen here on f3. Also, we are clearing the line for the other rook to come. So it's keeping in mind this idea of we need to play with all our pieces. So that's what white is doing here. Black is going to try to counter-attack a little on the king side by playing h5, but actually white is going to be winning now. The game continues knight e7 check, and black plays king b8. After king d7, well, queen takes b7 is just very strong with many threats like bishop check, like queen here mate, well, many threats. So king b8, and then this is a really special moment of this game. It is white to move here, white is winning. You pause the video if you want. I will say it right now. Here there was a beautiful mate in 4 moves, and it was starting by queen takes b7, queen sacrifice, and king takes b7, rook b5. We are using this Anastasia's mate idea, but this is not exactly mate, because black king can go here, but as you can see, we have discovered when the king goes there. So king a6, discovered, and checkmate with knight c6. The knight protects the rook, and also checks over here. It could have been great to finish the game with this line, but it's not what happened actually. However, the line white is playing here is also fantastic. It's the second best move in this position, and it is this beautiful bishop a6. And the idea is that now we are threatening checkmate, but if black tries to get the bishop, we will have a fork here getting the queen, at least. So after this bishop a6, black is going to play here c6 to avoid checkmate, and then another sacrifice here just winning the game. Bishop takes b7, and this is just destroying the structure here, the protection for the king, and this is just going to be winning. After king takes b7, queen takes c6, and rook b5, and rook takes b6, and queen takes b6. This is what happened in the game. That's how the game finished. Guys, remember we are talking here about a very young player. I don't want to get into specificities, but actually there are moves here in this game that are actually are very strong. Let me know your opinion about this game and this video in the comments. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next.